Matthew chapter 23 is like a powder keg about to explode. This chapter is a pivotal moment in the gospel, a dramatic turning point that sets the stage for the ultimate confrontation between Jesus and the religious authorities of his time. Jesus, days away from his crucifixion, is in the temple courts. The air is thick with anticipation and tension. Every word he speaks carries weight, every gesture is scrutinized. He's surrounded by people hungry for his teaching. These are people who have followed him, who have seen his miracles, and who are desperate for hope and truth. But danger lurks in the shadows. The Pharisees, self-righteous religious leaders, are watching, waiting for Jesus to slip up. They are the gatekeepers of the religious order, and they feel threatened by Jesus' growing influence. They want to trap him, discredit him, silence him for good. Their whispers and schemes are fueled by fear and jealousy as they see their power and authority being challenged. Little do they know, Jesus is about to unleash a verbal assault that will expose their hypocrisy for all to see. His words will cut through their pretenses and reveal the truth. This chapter isn't just another teaching moment, it's a showdown. Jesus isn't holding back. He is fully aware of the stakes and the limited time he has left to make his message clear. He knows his time is short, and he's determined to warn his followers about the dangers of religious hypocrisy. His urgency is palpable, and his followers can sense the gravity of his words. The stakes couldn't be higher. This is a moment of truth, a defining confrontation that will have lasting implications for all who witness it. Jesus is confronting a corrupt system head-on, and the consequences will reverberate through history. The tension is palpable, and everyone present can feel the weight of the moment. The crowd hangs on Jesus' every word, sensing that something big is about to happen. They are captivated, knowing that they are witnessing a pivotal moment in history. The Pharisees, puffed up with their own importance, scoff at Jesus' words. They believe they are untouchable, that their authority is unassailable. They think they have him trapped, but they're about to learn a painful lesson about the true nature of righteousness. Their shock and realization will be evident as Jesus' words pierce through their defenses. This confrontation will expose the chasm between genuine faith and empty religion, a warning that echoes through the ages. It is a stark reminder of the difference between true devotion and mere outward appearances, a lesson that remains relevant to this day. Before we dive deep into the insightful importance of Matthew chapter 23, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the Bible. Don't miss out on our upcoming videos that will continue to uncover the profound teachings of Jesus. Click the subscribe button now and join our community. Jesus wastes no time in asserting his authority. He stands before the crowd, a figure of divine wisdom and strength, ready to challenge the status quo. He tells the crowd to listen to the teachings of the Pharisees, for they sit in Moses' seat. They are the custodians of the law, the interpreters of sacred texts. But then comes the gut punch. Do not do what they do, Jesus warns. His words cut through the air, sharp and unyielding, for they do not practice what they preach. Their actions betray their words, revealing a deep-seated hypocrisy. The Pharisees, obsessed with outward appearances, are about to have their hypocrisy laid bare. They adorn themselves in fine robes, seeking admiration and respect. Jesus calls them out for their love of titles and recognition. They revel in the adulation of the masses, basking in the glow of public approval. They crave the best seats in the synagogues, the greetings in the marketplaces. Their desire for status and honor knows no bounds. They load people down with unbearable religious burdens, yet they themselves wouldn't lift a finger to help. Their teachings become a yoke, a heavy weight on the shoulders of the faithful. Their piety is a performance, a charade, designed to impress men, not please God. Their prayers are loud and ostentatious, meant to draw attention rather than seek divine favor. Their hypocrisy is a stench in God's nostrils. Their actions are a mockery of true faith, a blight on the spiritual landscape. They devour widows' houses with their legalistic pronouncements, all the while pretending to be devout. Their greed and corruption are masked by a veneer of piety. They travel land and sea to make one convert, only to turn that convert into a child of hell twice as bad as themselves. Their influence spreads like a contagion, corrupting those they seek to save. Their hearts are far from God, even as their lips spout religious platitudes. Their words are empty, devoid of true spiritual substance, a hollow echo of genuine faith. Jesus launches into a series of 7 woes, each one a stinging indictment of the Pharisees' hypocrisy. These aren't mere criticisms, they're pronouncements of judgment upon those who twist God's word for their own selfish gain. Jesus compares them to whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside but full of dead men's bones within. They appear righteous to men, but God sees their wickedness. They shut the kingdom of heaven in people's faces, neither entering themselves nor allowing others to enter. They are blind guides leading the blind, both destined to fall into a ditch. They make distinctions between different oaths, thinking some are more binding than others. But Jesus declares that every word we speak comes from the heart, and we will be judged by our words. They meticulously tithe even the smallest herbs, yet they neglect the weightier matters of the law, justice, mercy, and faithfulness. They strain out gnats while swallowing camels, focusing on minor details while ignoring the heart of God's commands. Outward show, inward decay. They meticulously clean the outside of the cup and dish, but pay no attention to the filth within. They are like cups that look clean on the outside but are full of greed and self-indulgence. Honoring the dead, persecuting the living. They build tombs for the prophets and decorate the graves of the righteous, claiming they wouldn't have participated in the persecution of their forefathers. Yet they are cut from the same cloth, persecuting God's messengers in their own day. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, a lament for the lost. Jesus' heart breaks for Jerusalem, the city that repeatedly stones the prophets and kills those sent to her. He longs to gather her children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but they are unwilling. Their house is left to them desolate, a consequence of their own rejection of God's messengers. This lament reveals the depth of God's love, even for those who reject him. Jesus' heart aches for their salvation, but he will not force himself upon them. Their choices have consequences, and their rejection of him brings about their own judgment. The weight of hypocrisy, a timeless lesson. This lesson transcends time, echoing through the ages, reminding us of the core values that should guide our lives. Matthew chapter 23 is a stark reminder that true religion is not about outward appearances or empty rituals. It calls us to look beyond the surface and delve into the depths of our faith. It's about a heart transformed by God's grace, a life characterized by humility, compassion, and obedience. These virtues are the true markers of a faithful life, not the mere performance of religious duties. Jesus' condemnation of the Pharisees serves as a warning to all who claim to follow him. He challenges us to examine our motives and actions, ensuring they align with the teachings of love and truth. Hypocrisy is a dangerous disease, eating away at the very core of our faith. It corrupts our intentions and distorts our relationship with God and others. It deceives not only others but ourselves, blinding us to our own sin and leading us further from God. This self-deception is a barrier to true spiritual growth and understanding. We must constantly examine our hearts, asking God to search us and reveal any hypocrisy within. This introspection is crucial for maintaining a sincere and authentic faith. The challenge is clear. Will we follow the path of the Pharisees, seeking the praise of men rather than the approval of God? This path may seem rewarding in the short term, but leads to spiritual emptiness. Or will we heed Jesus' words, pursuing genuine faith that manifests itself in love, humility, and a passion for righteousness? This path, though often more challenging, leads to true fulfillment and eternal rewards. The choice is ours, and the consequences are eternal. Each decision we make shapes our spiritual journey and determines our ultimate destiny. Let us choose wisely, embracing a faith that is real and transformative. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Join us on this journey of faith and transformation.